We're here at Manchester Royal Infirmary. What we're going to be doing, we're going in to interview a Dr. David Evans, who has an interest in social care within the community.
So what we're really interested in is focusing on the neighbourhoods and local communities in Manchester. And what we're really interested in is what matters to the people in those communities, not just what's the matter with them from a health perspective. So I'm responsible for community services across Manchester for children's, but also for adult community services, and that includes your district nurses, the specialist nurses like active case managers that will look after you if you've got a number of things wrong with you, and lots of other staff across in the community. And what we're trying to do is understand who lives in those communities that we support and work, and who are supporting some of the most vulnerable people in our communities as they're getting older or as they have more needs to support them.
I'm off into the community to speak to Neville, an elderly resident that receives care from both the NHS as well as voluntary home care visits. So, as you know, we're at Neville's and we've got Michelle here. She's part of the home care team. So what we're going to do, just have a brief chat. When you come in, Michelle, what do you actually do for Neville?
We clean, ironing, whatever he wants doing, see if his medication's fine, everything else, and sit and have a chat.
Right, when you mentioned sort of the medication, because we've spoke to Neville and obviously he's got a few problems. Do you actually get involved with sort of sorting the medication out for him?
Yeah, if he needs it, yeah.
Right, and what do you actually do? Do you go to
we phone the doctors and like order prescriptions and stuff like that and go and pick them up and fetch them back.
So obviously without your help he'd sort of be a bit lost, wouldn't he, really? That's great. Alright, thanks very much, Michelle.
Right. With the circulation.
Right.
And I've got arthritis in my two knees.
Oh dear. So you got a bit of arthritis then, yeah?
Yeah, doctor says it's the arthritis. No, with the diabetes now, that is the one that's killing me. I can't move. You know, the knees are not too bad. I walk with a stick.
Yeah.
But the knees them now, and the legs, and the circulation down there.
So what are you doing? Have you taken tablets for your diabetes?
Oh yeah, I got my insulin there and everything.
Yeah, he has an injection.
Does it?
Right. Yeah.
Another resident just around the corner is Janet. Janet receives visits on a daily basis from the home care team. She also relies heavily on her scooter for daily mobility. Do you actually have anybody comes round like you got?
Them carers come.
Pardon?
You know them that work for Tony.
Oh, from the community centre.
Yeah, they come. Now.
Right, and how often do they come and help you?
Every day.
Every day, right.
Good company.
Right.
Really awkward. I've got a limp. I don't like limping, but I can't do anything else.
Right.
I had a stroke 5 years back. Don't know if you know, I had an aneurysm on my brain.
Right, okay, yeah.
Took it out, put 7 clips in my head. When I had an operation, I had a massive heart attack and a stroke as well. What I've got to do, I had to get on with myself. I had to get myself right, because all the person really was me and dogs.
Right. Was there nobody to help you?
No.
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 Right. And how did that sort of affect your sort of just day-to-day living?
Bit upset, but I've got to go. I've got to carry on. I've got to carry on. I've got to have life.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to have life.
Last but not least, we're visiting Arthur, who is housebound, and without the home care visits, would find daily life very difficult.
I think for a start, when I went to the doctors one time, a few years back, I went I asked for a second opinion about a brain scan. And I said to my doctor, let me know the results. But I never got a proper answer. Now the way she answered me was in a very silly way. I don't think there is anything wrong with you, with your brain. That is not an answer. So then I had to switch to a different doctor.
Right. Because of that, you went elsewhere,
When
did you?
she went away on holiday, then I had to see another doctor, and I haven't seen her since.
What we're trying to do is understand who lives in those communities that we support and work, and who are supporting some of the most vulnerable people in our communities as they're getting older or as they have more needs to support them. So there are people like Adet Taylor, who is an active case manager, who works in the Ardwick area, and she will be working in and out of houses, and the more she can connect to people in those communities that are supporting them, the better she can help individual patients like Neville to make sure we do what's important to him. So, for example, we know that we will focus absolutely on making sure medically that he's getting what he needs, making sure that the therapy he gets is right, that any medication he needs and any problems he's got we can fix. But at the same time, what we know might be important for an individual is something that's nothing to do with that. It's actually maybe the way he looks. He wants to have an iron that helps him to look sharp, even if he's not feeling very well. And so we can't always respond to that, but the more we can know about teams and people in those communities, we can find ways to solve it for that patient that might get them that iron that helps them to do what is most important, the things that matter, rather than just managing their illness. And so it was really exciting for when I heard about the work that Coverdale are doing, because it sounded to me that they live in that community, they're going into the houses of the people and looking after their neighbours, their friends, in a way that we're used to in the past but have perhaps lost. And what Adet and myself wanted to do was learn more about what they're doing and how we might be able to help and support them.